In this next section, the key pillars, we will focus on the two central principles of account development on which the Plan to Prosper is centred. The success of your key account planning strategy will depend on the relative strengths of just two aspects of your business focus. 1. Maintaining a balance between the value your customer perceives and essentially acknowledges that they have received as a result of their business history with you, and the value that you know you have received from them as a result of providing your products and services. 2. The strength and breadth of your relationships with both the customer and with your internal virtual sales team and support functions. Both these aspects need to be your focus in all your behaviour with these key customers. Through the provision of the product or service you receive financial gain, which enhances your relationship, which in turn increases your power and influence to further develop your business opportunity, providing it is centred on delivering sustainable, mutual business value. Mutual value is best derived through your deep understanding of the impact of your customers' business pressures and challenges on their aspirations, married to your own strategic intent and key capabilities and strengths. You will need to ensure that any development of this nature is sustainable over the 2 to 3 year period that we believe is realistic in terms of planning for the future with your accounts. More and more, your transactions with key customers should be focused on a higher end of this track, while ensuring that the lower end is not neglected. Clearly, the earlier you engage with your customer in their decision-making processes, the more likely you are to influence it. It is here that you can also create a true difference with your competition, as early discussions tend to focus on the what to do, the more strategic decision made at higher levels in your account and where you can demonstrate real expertise, rather than on the doing it, which is more of an operational, lower-level decision. As to the second pillar, relationship development, relationships can, in theory, be developed and strengthened over a long period of time by mere regularity of contact and, were it true of all organisations that their key decision-makers and influencers remain in post in a stable business environment, time would be all that we need here. The reality of business is that we are as likely to choose a key account from a market where the senior positions are filled by a revolving door every 2 to 3 years, as we are to choose one of supreme stability and guarantee of tenure for its executives. Best practice disciplines teach us that we are much more likely to achieve our relationship development goals if we follow a short series of tactical steps. Firstly, we need to ensure that we have consistently updated political map by charting the customer's organisation. This then positions us to target those key individuals with the relevant influence and likely tenure with whom to share strategic intent. Whilst this approach may appear contrived and entirely self-serving, the third tactical step ensures that you remain focused on mutual value. Finally, it is equally important that, as your relationship with your customers grow, that you seek to demonstrate an alignment of understanding visions and value, making sure you bring your own internal support people or groups with you. The programme you are about to enter, the Plan to Prosper, is designed to support these two pillars of sustainable mutual value and strong relationships. The strategic account planning process embodied in the Plan to Prosper is built around 16 questions, the answers to which will guide you towards your long-term goal. In answering the 16 questions, you need to set objectives and tasks that make sure you satisfy predetermined criteria. These objectives and tasks naturally build into an action plan, which, put together, forms your account development plan, or in our language, the Plan to Prosper. The 16 questions are structured in a way that ensures a logical progression in strengthening your account plan over time. The foundation of the first 8 questions, which focus on your reputation to date, and your knowledge and insight into the customer's business challenges and aspirations. The more you are able to satisfy the demands these questions place upon your organisation, the stronger will be your ambition and consequent business plan to attract the necessary internal resources. The objectives are that through making sure you have a good reputation for what you do, that you build a solid foundation on which to base your plan. There is little point in going to all the effort that will be required if you have a poor reputation in general, or if there is still a showstopper on the table. That in developing a true insight into what is happening, you gain real intelligence into what might force your account to act. It is frightening that most budgeting in key accounts is based on historical levels of business, and that is it. Through building your ambition, Plan to Prosper forces you to take a realistic 2 to 3 year view of what you can achieve, not only in terms of fiscal, but essentially in milestone terms too, which are often a better indicator as to whether you are progressing in building your supplier status. And finally, by making sure you have the permission and the resources necessary, you will ensure you have the ability to deliver what you promise.